What's in your floorboard right there?
Huh?
Come step right here. What's in your floorboard right there?
Say my floorboard?
No, step right here.
Say it.
I want you to get by a car.
Oh.
What's in your floorboard?
Okay, what he should have said is, "Officer, I respectfully decline to answer any questions until I have my attorney present." Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. I hope everybody's having a good day. In today's video, I'm actually going to be doing a breakdown of a real arrest that happened on A&E's Live PD. A friend of mine asked me to do it after he saw this clip, so I'm going to break it down and analyze it to see if there's something that we can learn from this YouTube star's arrest. Before we begin, I just want to start out by saying in America, you have the presumption of innocence, meaning you are innocent until proven otherwise in a court of law, and that is absolutely the case here. Okay, let's jump into it.
Right now, we're getting ready to stop this vehicle for improper turn. 891, I'll be out.
Okay, so right from the get-go, this is important. The officer says that he's planning to stop the vehicle because of an improper turn. In order to be pulled over by the police only need to have a reasonable suspicion that you broke a law. What's important about reasonable suspicion is that unlike probable cause, reasonable suspicion is based highly on the subjective intuition of the officer. So really, so long as the officer subjectively suspects that a law was broken, he can likely justify pulling someone over. In this case, I'm not sure whether or not he saw the improper turn, that I suspect pulling over this suspect is more than likely proper.
91, I'll be out with him. You from around here?
Yeah. I got a show called Columbia on the internet.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah, but you don't want the cast over.
Okay, cool. All right, Osman, you want to step out with that deputy real quick for me?
Okay, there are three things I want you to take away from this clip. Number one, police officers can order you out of the car. I see videos all the time online in which people are getting pulled over. The police officer asks them to get out of the car, and then they put up a huge fight saying that they have some sort of constitutional right to stay in the car. That is wrong. If the police officer asks you to get out of the car, you have to get out of the car. Second, it is generally a bad idea to talk to police officers. I want everybody to learn this phrase. Officer, respectfully, I decline to answer any questions until I have my attorney present. Obviously, there is a balance between being respectful and cooperative and preserving your constitutional rights. And I have a lot of friends who are police officers, and I'm willing to go on the record and say that it is a bad idea to talk to the police. Really, the only thing that can come from talking to the police is them gathering more information that they can later use in court or can use to get a warrant and find evidence that they will then use against you in court. So just be quiet. And third, I want to replay this clip and I want you to look at the officer on the right hand side and notice what he's doing. He is looking in the car to see if anything is in the plain view of his sight that he can then use to establish probable cause to search the car. Now, normally under the Fourth Amendment of the Constitution, you need probable cause and a warrant for the government to search someone's property or person. However, the Supreme Court has held that there is an exception to this called the automobile exception. Basically, the theory behind it is that in an automobile, you have a lesser sense of privacy. So in order for the police to search someone's vehicle, all they need is probable cause and not a warrant. So let's keep watching and see what happens.
What's in your floorboard right there?
Huh?
Come step right here. What's in your floorboard right there?
Say my floorboard?
No, step right here. I want you to get by a car.
Oh.
What's in your floorboard?
Say my floorboard?
Yeah, what's in the floorboard right there? Is that old joint?
Huh?
Is that an old joint down there?
What floorboard?
And the floorboard right there, your feet. Is that what that is?
No, I didn't see what you said.
Stay with him. Pat him down.
Okay, see what the officer was doing here? He was talking to him to try to establish probable cause. Obviously, from the vantage point of the camera, I can't see how visible the joint was. It is entirely possible that the officer already had probable cause from seeing the joint on the floor, But maybe he didn't. Maybe the joint looked like a cigarette, or maybe he saw something that looked like a joint. And as a result, he had to corroborate that evidence by asking the suspect questions. In any situation, it is always just better to keep your mouth shut. Here, the suspect gave terrible answers to the questions that were asked. He was very wishy-washy, and as a result, I think probable cause was likely established. Had he just said, "Officer, I respectfully decline to answer any questions until my attorney is present," maybe he could have been helped.
Put your hands on your back. You got a gun on the floorboard.
Even if the officer did not have probable cause to search the car, the suspect consented to the search by not objecting to the officer opening up the door. So either way, the officer was lawfully inside the car searching. Once he searched the floorboard, when he saw where the joint was allegedly, he found a gun. Once the officer finds the gun, that gives him enough to arrest the suspect.
891, we're 69 one time. So as of right now, he's detained. We're gonna run a background, make sure he's clear, and we'll go from there. Smell it? All right, so this right here is gonna be, these are vape pens that have THC content in them.
Okay, so there was probably something that we missed that the camera didn't show. When someone is arrested, police officers are allowed to perform a search incident to arrest. When that person who is arrested was an occupant of an automobile, it allows the police officers to search the entire interior of the automobile without further cause. However, that just extends to the interior, not the trunk. In order to get to the trunk, the police need to rely on the inventory exception, which means that the police do not need probable cause or a warrant to search a vehicle that is in their compound. However, generally that happens in the actual police compound and not on the street. So either the suspect consented to having his trunk searched, or South Carolina has some police department procedural laws that allow the police to search the trunk once the suspect is arrested and there's no other occupants of the car, meaning the car is likely to be towed away. I'm not licensed in South Carolina, so I'm not really sure what happened here.
This bag's covered in shake. You can see all the little pieces of marijuana across the bag. Whoo! And there's a big bag of weed right here. Got another bag of weed. Got lots of vape pens, lots of shake. So yeah, he's definitely going to jail today. He's got multiple. You can see a lot of these are even labeled 95% THC on them. Have you ever see those? They look just like normal ones, but grab them up. So far, we've got 2 bags of marijuana, numerous amounts of THC vape pens, which are also unlawful in the state of South Carolina. We've got several scales. The pistol, which I've not heard if it's come back stolen or not yet, but we'll check on that. So far he's definitely going to jail for possession of marijuana, and by the looks thing as well, unlawful carry. We found roughly probably about half a pound, maybe a pound of marijuana, along with numerous amounts of THC vape pens, which is considered to be a Schedule I narcotic in the state of South Carolina. So he's gonna be charged with all that, taken into headquarters, and we'll be questioning him later.
So what can we take away from this? Well, the most important determination of this entire incident was the probable cause determination when the police officers saw the alleged joint corroborated with the wishy-washy answers. Had the officer not reached the level of probable cause when he viewed the alleged joint, then the suspect could have potentially prevented the officer from searching his car had he just remained silent and not given those terrible answers. On top of that, when the officer went to go view his car, the suspect should have told the officer that he did not consent to the search. However, like I said, we don't know when that probable cause determination was reached, but at the very least it could have given the suspect a fighting chance. Okay, that's it for today's video. I hope you know that I'm not advocating for the illegal transportation of drugs or firearms. I just think everybody should know their constitutional rights. I hope you enjoyed today's videos. Make sure you leave a comment down below if you want to see more of this type of stuff. I hope you have a nice day. I rest my case.